CBS News New York investigation. The New York State Thruway Authority says it is owed $70 million in unpaid tolls, and that is just from last year. And now they're heading to court to try and collect unpaid tolls from the last few years. Investigative reporter Tim McNicholas joins us now with how they're going to go about doing that.
Christine, 3 companies alone owe more than $1 million total, according to allegations and lawsuits brought by the New York State Thruway Authority. Now, all 3 are targets of the agency's new plan to sue what the Thruway Authority describes as some of the worst toll offenders. From Buffalo to Yonkers, the vast majority of drivers on the New York State Thruway, 96% to be exact, pay their tolls.
Tolls is something you gotta pay.
Sometimes they gotta be paid if we gotta get the results of what we want.
But as for the other 4%, the New York State Thruway Authority chases after them with violation notices and debt collectors.
Can sometimes run up thousands and thousands of dollars in the case of commercial truckers, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars.
The Thruway Authority says an Ossining-based company called Ride an Hour Incorporated owes $255,000 in tolls and fees. The Williamsburg Materials Corporation of Maspeth, $259,000, and the Northside Industrial Corporation of the Bronx, $506,000. They were all recently sued by the Thruway Authority.
There are others that were in the process of.
All right, guys, so like these people said in the video, if you live in New York, then you are paying tolls and you should be used to it. Tolls are a way of life in New York and most of the Northeast. So what are these companies doing? Let me show you what we are talking about here. In New York, you have multiple toll roads. Now, all of them aren't operated by Thruway Authority, but the main ones in the state are Interstate 87, which the Thruway from down here in the New York City area all the way up to Albany is the New York Thruway. And as we talked about in the Interstate 90 video, the Thruway becomes I-90 all the way out to Buffalo. So it's that road that goes all the way across the state. That's the Thruway. So these companies are not paying tolls. They want to ride for free. And the government has to come and sue them to get their money back. But they want you to pay.
Various stages of litigation and going after. And again, our message is to those who don't pay your tolls: if you use the system, you need to pay. If you don't, you're simply stealing from us and you're impacting our ability to deliver that safe, reliable, and affordable highway.
None of the companies would agree to an on-camera interview, but the owner of Ride an Hour said over the phone he'd struggled with bills due to deaths in his family and the financial challenges of the pandemic. He said he's working with the Thruway Authority to try to pay off the debt. The Thruway Authority collects more than $800 million per year in tolls, and the vast majority of the money it uses to maintain the road comes from tolls.
They should pay because, I mean, either they pay or we do. So, I mean, it's a problem.
And the state of New York is now discussing a possible agreement with New Jersey and Pennsylvania to allow New York to request registration suspensions for frequent New York toll dodgers who are registered in those states and vice versa. New York already has such an agreement with the state of Massachusetts. Christine.
It's a lot of money.
Ooh, did you hear that last part? So if you live in Pennsylvania or New Jersey and you just drive on New York's toll roads and don't pay, New York is trying to iron out an agreement so that they can suspend your registration even if you don't live in New York. So if you owe the tolls, then just pay up. And I can't agree with these companies saying that we just can't afford to pay the tolls. Hey, we got GPS now. All you have to do is turn on avoid tolls and take the slower route if you don't want to pay. You know, you pay with your time or you pay with your money. So go get your money, New York. Cha-ching.